Hello everyone, good evening, warm welcome to Super Coaching Regulatory Bodies YouTube channel by Testbook. My name is Madhav Sir. I welcome you all in the next session, which we call it as Finance Current Affairs, where we cover all the important news from the financial world and we focus on the RBI notifications, press release, publications, and even the regular basis uh, official speeches as well. So before I start with the discussion, may I have a reply in the comment section that I'm audible, visible, everything is fine. We are good to go so that we can begin the discussion without any further delay. Guys, if you're preparing for RBI Grade B examination, then you all know that for the specialist post, for the specialist officer at grade B level, the recruitment has already started, which means we can expect the RBI Grade B generalist post recruitment pretty soon. So in that particular scenario, you have to buckle up now because this is the last moment where you need to give your 100% in order to clear your examination. So before I start with the discussion, I'll inform you that if you want to download the PDF of this particular session, the PDF will be available on my Telegram channel, which is Economics by Madhav Sir, or you can even scan this code in order to download the PDF. So here we go with the first news, and the first news is now on your screen. The first news basically talks about the RBI's latest notification, and in the case of RBI's latest notification, RBI has talked about voluntary pledge of gold and silver as collateral for agriculture and MSME loans. Now, before I start the discussion on this particular news, I would like to discuss few important points related to it, which are really very important. So first of all, if I start the discussion, I hope you all are very well aware that recently RBI has come up with a master direction on gold and silver loan. Do you remember that? And this master direction was basically introduced by RBI in order to provide uniform guidelines which ought to be followed by all the regulated entities which are providing loan against gold or silver as a collateral. So keeping that in mind, there are few things which you need to remember from this particular news. First, I'll give you a quick revision, then I'll discuss the current news. So in case of gold and silver loan, if you remember, it has been very clearly mentioned that if bank or any regulated entity is providing loan to a customer against gold or silver, then in that particular case, maximum loan to value ratio can be 85%. This maximum loan to value ratio, which has been increased to 85%, this was earlier 80%. How many of you have read this news with me? How many of you are aware of this RBI's gold loan master direction? How many of you are aware of this particular direction? Do let me know in the comment section, please. Anyone? Those who have gone through with this in the previous discussions, in the previous sessions, just give me yes, sir. These guidelines, they are really very important, and undoubtedly you can expect a question on these guidelines in your upcoming examination itself. And keeping the same in mind, I will be giving you a quick revision for the same. Yes, we will be covering these SEBI circulars as well. What I have planned is, rather than discussing the SEBI circulars on regular basis, I will be discussing the circulars based on SEBI in one go. So I have started collecting the circulars. I have started shortlisting all the important circulars which can be asked in the RBI Grade B or any other examination, and I will be taking up some special sessions by the name of SEBI circulars alone, in which we will be discussing them. Is it fine, guys? Okay, so as I was saying that the maximum loan maximum loan to value is 85% against the gold loan. What does this 85% means? It means that if you are borrowing or if you are pledging 10 lakh rupees of 10 lakh rupees value of gold, then you will be eligible to borrow loan value of only 8.5 lakh rupees. That is the maximum limit, and it also depends on the loan value. For different loan values, this limit may differ. The next point is, once you have repaid your entire loan, bank will be returning back your gold right away, or bank has to return back the gold in next 7 working days. Otherwise, bank will be charged with a penalty of 5,000 rupees. Next point which is important in this context is against the gold coins as well as against the jewelry. In case of jewelry, up to 1 kg of jewelry can be used as a collateral to borrow the loan. And now you give me the answer. What is the limit to borrow loan against? Gold coins? Give me the answer. Along with that, you need to remember that the gold purity will be checked by the bank, but once the gold purity is checked, the gold weight will be expressed only and only in 22 carat, irrespective of your gold purity. So irrespective of your gold purity, your gold will be expressed always and always in the form of what, sir? It will be expressed always and always in the form of 22 carat format only. ठीक है जी, clear हो गया? So these are some of the important points which you need to remember. This is the latest initiative which has been taken by RBI. Now coming back to the next point. What is the next point which we are going to discuss is the current news which I am talking about over here is, that is, RBI has come up with a statement that if bank is giving a collateral-free loan. What is a collateral-free loan? So collateral-free loan basically means a type of loan against which no security is required to be mortgaged. So when you borrow a loan, and in order to borrow a loan, if there is no need to secure, if there is no need to, I would say, mortgage, if there is no need to pledge any kind of security in order to borrow a loan, we call that type of loan as a collateral-free loan. So if there is a scheme, if there is a condition, if there is a initiative taken by the government which has been implemented by the banks, under that initiative, if banks they are providing collateral-free loan, and this collateral-free loan is, I'm talking about the agriculture loan, as well as I'm talking about the collateral-free loan which is given by the bank to MSMEs. Now let's suppose the one who is borrowing agriculture loan, the one who is borrowing loan for MSME, they both borrow the loan under the category of collateral-free loan only, but still if these two individuals, the borrowers, they want to pledge their security like gold or silver. They want to pledge their securities, their assets, that is gold or silver, with the bank as a security, even for the collateral-free loan category that is acceptable by the bank. According to the RBI norm, RBI ने कहा कि अगर बैंक कोलैटरल फ्री लोन दे रहा है, उस कोलैटरल फ्री लोन के कैटेगरी में अगर बोरोवर अपनी गोल्ड या सिल्वर असेट को बैंक के पास प्लेज करना चाहता है, तो बैंक कैन accept the pledge. This will not be treated as violation to the RBI guidelines. Now, what are the RBI guidelines? Sir, RBI guidelines hai, as per the RBI guidelines, bank should provide without collateral or collateral-free loan of 2 lakh rupees. Collateral-free loan of 2 lakh rupees to the farmers. Collateral-free loan of 2 lakh rupees to the farmer, which will be utilized by the farmer for cultivation, as well as it can be utilized to expand the allied activities like dairy farms, poultry farm, fishery farms and whatnot. In this particular context, earlier there was a limit of 1.6 lakhs, but now this limit of 1.6 has been increased to 2 lakh. यानी कि अगर farmer 2 लाख तक का लोन लेगा for cultivation purpose, no penalty, sorry, no collateral will be demanded by the bank. But अगर farmer ready है और farmer voluntarily कहे कि सर हमारे पास कुछ सोना पड़ा है, आप गिरवी रख लो, आप pledge कर लो, then in that particular case bank can accept it. And if bank is accepting it, that doesn't mean that bank is violating the RBI guidelines, bank is violating the schemes or the conditions set by the RBI. This is the first point. In case of MSME, what are the conditions? Sir, in case of MSME, if an individual is borrowing a loan up to 10 lakh rupees, do you remember? Loan up to 10 lakh rupees, this is basic collateral-free loan limit. All micro and small enterprises, they are eligible. There is no mandate to provide any kind of collateral security in this case. Second point is under the MSME is that is Pradhan Mantri or Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. So under the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program also, up to 10 lakh rupees of loan can be borrowed by the MSMEs without collateral, can be borrowed by the MSMEs again without collateral. And in this case, this particular scheme which I have mentioned over the screen, that is Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, it is administered by Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Not only this, if we talk about both these loans, in both these loans, if the borrower is voluntarily, apni marzi se want to pledge their gold or silver asset as a security with the bank, against the loan, it is acceptable and there is no violation as per the RBI guideline. ठीक है जी, तो ये नोटिफिकेशन है. प्रॉब्लम क्या हुई थी, कुछ बैंक्स ने जब ये एक्सेप्ट किया not on demand, but it was willingness or it was willingly or voluntarily given by the individuals. So there was a problem among the banks itself कि क्या ये करना सही है या नहीं. तो आरबीआई ने कहा नहीं, अगर कोई अपनी मर्जी से आपको कोलैटरल देता है, you are not forcing them to pledge their collateral. In that particular case, you are allowed. That will not be considered as a violation to the RBI norms. Now, I don't know whether you are thinking this or not, but in my case, I have this doubt. If bank is giving me a loan without collateral, then why should I reach to the bank and voluntarily say that I have gold and I'm ready to borrow the loan against that collateral? Why would I do that? So the answer to this particular question is, borrowers, they may choose to voluntarily provide their asset as a collateral, because if they're providing collateral, this will buy them more flexibility. More flexibility means the moment you reach to a bank and bank says this is a collateral free loan and these are the loan parameters. If you're not satisfied with these loan parameters, then in that particular case, bank will say, sorry sir, this is what we have in case of collateral free loan. The borrower then says, what if I give you gold or silver as a collateral, then would you change this particular norm? Then bank will say, yes, I can think of changing this particular norm. I can obviously think of changing this particular norm. Secondly, if I approach to the bank and I say that I want to borrow a loan, and bank will say कि sir ये जो without collateral वाले loan है ना, इसकी demand already it's very high. We have n number of applications and it will take some time to review all the applications, and then only we can finalize that whether you will be getting the loan or not. So if I want to skip that queue, if I want to increase the chances of credit, in that particular case, this collateral will act as the entry ticket for it. It will act as an entry ticket for it. Now on the other side, what is the benefit for the bank? Sir, अगर हम बैंक की बात करें, अगर बैंक को customers, they are giving the securities voluntarily, means वो अपनी मर्जी से they are giving the security. In that particular case, it will add safety to the loan. It will decrease bank's risk for the given loan. Along with that, it will increase the bank's confidence, which will undoubtedly increase the chances of the borrowers. So that is the reason that RBI is saying कि अगर कोई individual eligible है under without collateral or collateral free loan के लिए, but still they are in a situation, they are in a capacity to provide collateral and they are providing the collateral voluntarily, then bank can accept and bank can offer them some benefits over it. This will not be considered any kind of violation of RBI guidelines. Is this point clear? If it is clear, just give me yes sir, so that we can read it out quickly and we can conclude the discussion. It's a easy news, guys, very easy. So what does it say? Lending against gold and silver collateral for agriculture and MSME. So related to these two lendings, this announcement has been done. This announcement was done yesterday only on 11th of July 2025, and applicability, it is applicable to all scheduled commercial banks, small finance banks, state and district cooperative banks, RRBs and whatnot. Remember that. First of all, if I discuss with you what is a collateral-free loan. So collateral-free loan, as I just discussed, it is a type of loan in which borrower is not required to provide any kind of security. Borrower is not required to provide any kind of security or asset, as a guarantee to the bank. So what are the key features? So no asset pledge is needed. It is primarily focusing on the small borrowers. It has a regulated limit, as we discussed. For agriculture loan, it is limited to 2 lakhs only. In case of MSME, it is limited to 10 lakhs only. And even it is backed by credit guarantee schemes, because bank is not giving these collateral-free loan. Bank is not giving these collateral-free loan because of them, or bank is not in a mood to go for welfare of the society. Bank is a profitable organization, but because of the guidelines, because of the norms of RBI and government, banks, they have to provide collateral-free loan. And if it is provided because of the government scheme, then in that particular case, government is responsible to counter the bank losses. And in order to counter these bank losses, there is one example, we call it as credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises, which means if bank has given loan to MSME and if MSME has not repaid the loan, then in that particular case, this loss or this credit risk of the bank will be mitigated by the funds which are supposed to be given by, or the claim which is supposed to be given by, credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises. Got it, guys? Moving on to the next point. If I talk about the limits, in case of agriculture, the limit has been increased for collateral-free loan. Earlier it was 1.6, now it has increased to 2 lakh per borrower. It is allowed for agriculture loan, it is allowed for allied activities. Banks will waive off collateral security and any kind of margin requirement. Loan value is up to 2 lakhs only. Why it has increased? So it has increased from 1.6 to 2 lakhs because of undoubtedly the inflation scenarios. Next point is micro, small and medium enterprises collateral-free loan guidelines. In that particular case, if we talk about MSME, first is basic collateral-free loan amount 10 lakh rupees. Eligibility is only and only for micro and small enterprises. No collateral is required. Pradhan Mantri or Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, which is run by Khadi and Village Industries Commission, collateral-free loan up to 10 lakh rupees for all these program units. Even if the MSMEs, they are performing well, they have repaid or they have made the repayment of their loan in an appropriate manner, they have a good repayment track record, they are in a strong financial position, then the loan for MSME can even be enhanced under the without collateral loan category from 10 lakhs to even 25 lakh rupees. So approval must be generated by appropriate authority of the bank. So once the appropriate authority of the bank has given the approval, the 10 lakh rupees of loan limit can be increased to 25 lakhs in specific cases if the borrower has a good repayment track record, if the borrower has a strong financial position. Next point is, in case of MSME, there is a use of credit guarantee scheme. So this will encourage the banks, and banks will be providing loan because they know in case of any default, the loan will be, loss of the bank will be compensated by the bank, by the fund which is managed by the government. So bank staff, bank staff's usage of guarantee scheme should be the part of this performance evaluation, and this will encourage risk-free lending to the micro and small enterprises. Now let's come out to the news. The news says that voluntary pledge of gold and silver as a collateral for agriculture and MSME loan is allowed. What was the confusion? So banks, they were uncertain that whether accepting voluntary pledges of gold and silver from the borrowers would violate the collateral-free loan guidelines. Banks were confused कि भैया असल में हम लोन तो दे रहे हैं उस कैटेगरी में which is collateral-free loan category, but if as a bank I am accepting the collateral, is it a violation of banking norms? It is a violation of RBI guidelines. Then RBI clarified this, and RBI said, अगर borrower अपनी मर्जी से, if the borrower is willing and voluntarily offers you gold or maybe silver as a collateral, then bank can accept it. Then bank can accept it even for the collateral-free loan category as well, and it will not be treated as a violation. So meaning borrower can choose to pledge, banks can accept even if the loan amount is within the no collateral threshold. That is in case of agriculture loan. If the loan amount is below 2 lakhs, then also bank can accept. This is allowed because it is voluntary, it is not mandatory. What will be the benefit? So borrower will be at a benefit situation because they will have more flexibility. They can opt to offer gold, silver to get better terms and higher chances of approval of the loan, but they are not forced. Banks, it will remove the doubt over the regulatory compliances after the announcement of RBI, and it will encourage the bank to provide loan because now it is no more an unsecured loan. It is a secured loan which is given by the bank. Is this point clear? If it is clear, give me yes, sir. And let's try to move ahead. Before moving ahead, I have a question which I would like to discuss with you on the same topic, on the same news. And if you all are ready and you want me to discuss a question on the same, just give me yes, sir. Okay, guys, if I ask you what is the difference between mortgage and pledge? I use two terms today while making the discussion on this particular news. If I ask you a very simple term that what is the difference between pledge and mortgage, what will be your answer? There is a basic difference between the two. There is a very basic difference between the two. And can you give me the answer? Can you give me the answer? What is the meaning of, or what is the difference between mortgage and pledge? I'm still waiting. See, whenever this question is asked that what is the difference between mortgage and pledge, try to decode this point very carefully. So mortgage basically means when a fixed asset, an immovable asset like land, building is used as a collateral to borrow the loan from the bank, we call it as mortgage. And in case of mortgage, we transfer the ownership papers, or we sign an agreement where we entitle that we are transferring our ownership papers. We are transferring our ownership papers to the borrower. We are transferring our ownership papers to the lender so that lender can provide the loan. And if in near future the borrower do not pay back the loan, then the same papers will be utilized in order to recover the loan amount. This is mortgage. But in case of pledge, what is pledge? Sir, in case of pledge, we technically transfer the possession. We technically transfer the possession into the hands of the bank. बैंक को मैंने कहा ये लो सर मेरा गोल्ड रख लो अपने पास और मुझे इसके बदले में लोन दे दो. In near future, when I will pay back your loan, I will be coming, I'll reach back to you and I will take back or I will receive back my borrowed amount. ठीक है जी. चलो, So I have a question. Collateral-free loan guidelines for agriculture and MSME. Which of the following statement regarding collateral-free loan guidelines is or are correct? First statement, RBI increased the collateral-free loan limit for agriculture from 1.6 lakhs to 2 lakhs per borrower. Say yes or no. Second point is MSME can avail collateral-free loan up to 25 lakhs under all circumstances. Okay. Loans under Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Program can be extended without collateral up to 10 lakh rupees. Bank must compulsorily accept gold or silver as a collateral for agriculture or agriculture loans under 2 lakh rupees. Credit guarantee scheme is promoted for supporting MSME loans. What will be your answer? See guys, first statement is absolutely correct. Because of inflation, RBI has increased the collateral-free loan limit in case of agriculture loan from 1.6 lakhs to 2 lakhs. Second statement, in all conditions, no sir, in all conditions, you can borrow as an MSME, you can borrow only and only up to 10 lakh rupees without collateral. But over the period of time, on the basis of your good track record, bank may increase the limit without collateral for an MSME from 10 lakhs to 25 lakhs. But loan under Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Program is 10 lakhs. That is clear. That is correct. No compulsory requirement of security. D point is incorrect. But in case of MSME, this credit scheme, that is credit guarantee, that is credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises, is used basically to promote the MSME loans in the country. Clear guys? Is it clear? Okay, so answer to this particular question is A, C and E are the correct answers. Moving on to the next question. The next question says banks are prohibited for accepting gold or silver even if borrower offer it voluntarily. Okay. Voluntarily pledges of gold and silver are allowed for loans within the collateral-free limits. Okay. Such voluntary pledges by borrower do not violate the collateral-free guidelines. Okay. Then borrower must mandatorily pledge gold to get unsecured loan. The clarification applies only to scheduled commercial banks. So give me the answer. First is, so banks are prohibited. Yes, sir. Banks are not prohibited to accept the gold if borrower offers it voluntarily. Bank can accept it only and only if borrower is giving it voluntarily. You should not say कि मुझे collateral दो. As a bank, you cannot demand for it. Such voluntary pledges, they do not violate any kind of guideline. That is true. This is wrong. Yes, this clarification applies only and only to scheduled commercial banks. So answer is B, C and E is absolutely the correct answer. So many of you have given the correct answer. Very good. Moving on to the next news. The next news is now on your screen. The news is related to Basel III, capital regulations, external credit assessment institutions, CareEdge Global, IFSC Limited. So before I start the discussion on this particular notification of RBI, I would like to discuss few things related to Basel norms. Guys, I hope you remember in the Basel norms, BCBS has asked the banks of the member central banks to follow a criteria of capital adequacy ratio, or we call it as capital to risk weighted asset ratio. Then we have capital conservation buffer and we have counter cyclical capital buffer. I hope you remember this. These are basically the bank's capital with respect to the bank's risk weighted asset, and if these capital is appropriate or the bank's capital is decent enough with respect to the RWA, we always feel that bank can easily manage its losses or bank can easily manage the risk in the near future. Now in this particular context, the point is how this RWA is calculated. Please give a thought. As per Basel I, this was calculated as per the risk weights as per the risk weights given by BCBS itself. तो बेसल नॉर्म्स में रिस्क वेट दिए गए थे, कैश है तो 0% है, अगर रेजिडेंशियल लोन है तो 50% है, लेकिन फिर बेसल 2 में इसे रिवाइज किया गया और बेसल 2 में कहा गया कि दीज RWA कैलकुलेशन, दैट इज रिस्क एक असेट पे कितना होगा, उसे कैलकुलेट करने के लिए अब आपके पास एक इंटरनल क्रेडिट असेसमेंट होगा. You will be following an internal credit assessment as well as you will be following the external credit assessment. So in this case, bank follow the internal methods as well as bank goes for the external institutions ratings, and on the basis of these methods, bank basically calculate risk weighted asset, that means risk associated with a given loan by the bank. And this risk will depend on what, sir? It will depend on the credibility of the borrower and how the credibility of the borrower is judged. So it is judged on the basis of credit score. It is judged on the basis of credit rating. And if bank is directly dependent on the credit rating, which is given by an authority, we will call it as external credit assessment. We will call it as what? External credit assessment. ठीक है जी. अब इसमें एक पॉइंट आया, वो पॉइंट क्या आया, दैट इज अगेन रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, कि सर ये जो असेसमेंट होगी दैट विल बी बेस्ड ऑन द रेटिंग्स गिवन. तो अब ये जो रेटिंग्स हैं फॉर द नॉन रेजिडेंशियल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, और आई वुड से फॉर द फॉरेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, for the foreign entities which are investing in India, in that particular case, earlier only and only Fitch, Moody's and S&P were allowed, or I would say the rating given by the Fitch, Moody's and S&P were considered as valid ratings in order to calculate the risk on lending done by the Indian banks to the foreign entities. अब उन्होंने क्या कहा कि नहीं सर, इन तीन के अलावा नाउ वी आर एडिंग द फोर्थ वन, दैट इज केयर एज. नाउ इट हैज बीन डिसाइडेड दैट बैंक्स, they are permitted that they can use the care edge global IFSC limited ratings as well in order to weight the risk on non-resident corporates which are originating at Gift City, that is which are originating at International Financial Service Center at Gift City, Gujarat. तो Gift City, Gujarat International Financial Service Center में जो भी non-resident corporates हैं, if they reach to borrow the loan, then in that particular case, the banks which are present in that Gift City, they can even follow the Care Edge Global ratings along with these three companies rating to judge the credibility of the borrower and to decide whether lending is going to be done or not. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया. ये जो पॉइंट है ना, इस पे मैं अभी आऊंगा. फॉर दैट यू नीड टू गिव मी few minutes. I will be coming back to this point shortly. Are you ready, guys? Shall I move ahead? Are you ready, guys? Shall I move ahead? First of all, if I ask you what is credit rating, this is the first question I have for you all, is what is credit rating and how it is different from credit score. So whenever this question is asked, you need to go very careful that what is credit rating and how it is different from credit score. So for that particular purpose, my answer to this question would be, one second please. Just a second, I'm not able to go to the next slide. Now it's fine. So the first point is, what is credit rating? The moment this question is asked, what is credit rating, then my answer is, let's say there is an entity which is looking forward to borrow a loan. So in order to judge the credibility of the borrower, basically the credit history is identified, or I would say the credit history is reviewed. What is credit history? Credit history basically talks about कि आपने पहले कभी लोन लिया है या नहीं, अगर लिया है तो क्या आपने लोन टाइम से वापस किया था या नहीं. So if you have a good credit history, this is the first thing. Second is, what is your current status as an organization? What are your current financial ratios? And what is the status of your financial statements like balance sheet, profit and loss statement, as well as cash flow statement? And lastly, what are your future perspectives? So on the basis of credit history, major component is this, as well as along with credit history, the analyst analyze the current status of the organization as well as identify the future perspective, and on the basis of all these things, credit rating is given to an entity. Now this credit rating which is given to an entity, it is given in a grading system. That means grades are given the way you receive grades in your school: A grade, B grade, C grade. In some schools we have O grade at the top, then we have A, B, C. So similarly, the grading system is not uniform. But yes, in case of credit rating, the rating to a company, to an entity, is given in a grade system. But what is the other point? Credit rating is not only given for an entity, credit rating is also given for an instrument. For example, if you want to invest in government securities, you can check the credit rating of the respective instrument, and then you can choose that whether you should provide loan or not, because better the credit rating is, there are more chances that you are going to earn better returns. Next point in this particular discussion is, along with this, credit rating can also be given for a nation, can also be given for a country. So if I talk about sovereign credit ratings, in that particular scenario, if we are rating for a country like India, it is rated, or a nation like India is rated on the basis of factors like debt to service ratio, what is the external debt on India, import ratio, economic development, growth of domestic money supply, per capita income, GDP growth, rate of inflation, and history of defaults. So by analyzing all these aspects, the rating is given, and for nation, rating is given into two categories. First is, either it is investment grade rating or either it is speculative grade rating. Investment grade rating means, yes, it is safe to invest in the given nation. And speculative grading means, or it is also known as junk rating, which basically means it is unsafe. It is unsafe to invest in this country or in this particular instrument because it has high risk. But we all know that whenever risk is high, there is a possibility of high return. But in case of investment grade rating, where the risk is low, then in that particular scenario, rating, if the risk is low, then in that particular scenario, return will also be pretty low. So this is how the rating is done. This is by S&P. It rates topmost company as AAA, which goes with the same outlay or with the same structure, but Moody's, it goes with A capital and 2 A's in a small format. So this is AAA, this is AAA, this is AAA, which means the same, which means risk is 0%. I'm just taking an example. Then AA plus, then we have AA, and here we have AA1, then we have AA2. So this is how the rating is done. And as rating decreases, risk increases, and on the basis of increase in risk, bank calculate its risk weighted asset. मतलब मान लो यहाँ पे risk है 0%, it may increase to 10, it may increase to 20, then it may increase to 30, and so on. Is this point clear? Is this point clear, everyone? So this is how the rating is done: investment grade and speculative grade. Even in case of India, we have credit rating agencies like CRISIL, we have ICRA, we have CARE. Their rating format is a bit different. Now coming back to the news. So banks, they are permitted, I'm coming back to the news. The banks, they are permitted to use the ratings of 3 international credit rating agencies like Fitch, Moody's, and S&P. But now, as per RBI, banks are even allowed to use the credit ratings given by CareEdge Global to evaluate risk-weighted asset. Now, how the evaluation will be done? As you can see, if the rating is given AAA, then risk is 20%. If rating is given AA, risk is 30%. If rating is given A by Care Edge, then risk will be 50%. If rating is given BBB, it will be considered 100% risk. And if it is BB and below, that means risk is 150%. Is this point clear, everyone? Is this point clear? Just give me yes, sir, so that we can move ahead. So this is how the risk will be calculated, and this risk calculation is going to be done by the banks on the basis of the rating given. So there's no need to remember these ratings. याद करने मत बैठ जाना कि कितनी rating पे कितना risk है. It is just for your understanding, which I have given. You need to understand only, you need to remember only one name, that is Care Edge Global. That is more than sufficient. Nothing else is important. And उसके साथ साथ the understanding what is credit rating and what are the factors on the basis of which credit rating for a nation is done, for a country is done, and two types of ratings, that is investment grade and speculative grade. These areas are more important. Along with that, this is the list of credit rating agencies which are operating in India. We have CRISIL, we have CARE, we have ICRA, we have Brickwork Rating India Private Limited, we have Samera, and on the international level, we have big three rating agencies: Moody's, Standard and Poor, and Fitch Rating. So I'm not discussing all these things. It is being given in your PDF, so just go through with it so that you have the handful knowledge of all the credit rating agencies which are operating in India, as well as you have clear understanding of these three big credit rating agencies as well. So all these three big credit rating agencies, they are based in US itself. This is the oldest one, 1860. Then we have Moody's, and the latest out of three is Fitch. You know what? In India, the largest and the oldest credit rating agency is CRISIL, which is promoted by S&P, तो इंडिया में अगर हम बात करें क्रेडिट स्कोर कंपनी की, तो इंडिया में जो क्रेडिट स्कोर है वो सबसे बड़ी कंपनी जो क्रेडिट स्कोर प्रोवाइड करती है उसका क्या नाम है? टेल मी. सो द नेम इज सिबिल, and the majority shareholding of SEBI is with whom? So the majority shareholding of SEBI is with none other than TransUnion, which is a US based financial company. Similarly, in India, the largest credit rating company is CRISIL, and the majority shareholding or the promoter of CRISIL is none other than, I would say the parent company of CRISIL is none other than S&P. Not only this, the next company we have is ICRA, which is again one of the prominent credit rating agency in India. It is promoted by Moody's, and Fitch is holding 100% owned rating agency in India, that is India Rating and Research. तो चाहे फिर हमारी क्रेडिट स्कोरिंग कंपनी हो या फिर हमारी कंट्री की क्रेडिट रेटिंग कंपनीज हो, they all belong to the foreign nations, they all belong to the US investors. Is this point clear, guys? Is this point clear? So let's move on to the next question of this on the basis of this particular news. So please pay attention. Give me the answer in the comment section. I hope this question is visible on the screen. One second, please. Which of the following statement is correct about the lending framework and involved institutions? So the first statement is, this question is based on the previous news only. I'm really very sorry for that. So let's cover this question and then I will show you the question for the current news as well. So Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Program, it is administered by Khadi and Village Industries Commission. That is true. All loans to MSME must be collateral free regardless of the loan size. This is wrong. Banks are encouraged to use this fund and assess staff based on its usage. Okay, collateral free loan benefits are only for large enterprises. No RBI directions helps reduce risk even for loan considered unsecured. That is true. So answer is going to be A, C and E are correct. A, C and E are correct. So these were some of the important news for the day. The question based on the current news I will be discussing in the next session. So I hope both the news are clear and the conceptual part which I have discussed with respect to the credit rating is also clear. Guys, I read your comments in the comment section. Someone was asking me to present or come up with the descriptive answer. So descriptive answer related to a current event cannot be framed every day. Hai na? If there is a news which has a potential, which can be asked in a descriptive format, for that only I can come up with a descriptive question and its discussion. I cannot come up with descriptive question and its discussion on daily basis. It will depend on the available news, and on the basis of the available news, you will find the descriptive questions with answers in my session itself. Is it fine, guys? So that will be all from my side in this particular session. Don't forget to like the session before leaving and do share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much. We'll catch you soon. Bye bye. Take care. Good luck. God bless you.